This is Matrixlord212. I am live again. So I just live streamed on Twitch. Play Blood Waves. Now I'm having breakfast. I got the game paused, but for some reason, PlayStation 5 won't let me save my position in Blood Waves. Don't know why. So it's on pause, and I'm having my plain donut from Entenmann Softies. So I think these streams are doing really well, better than I expected. I'm playing Blood Waves Asia game. So I'm trying to get many trophies as I can. Basically, trophy hunting. I'm not platinum hunting, trophy hunting. There's a difference. I'm not going for the platinum. I'm going to get as many trophies as possible. Reason being is, besides going for my record, my goal, I have a goal for the regular trophies. Now, in case you weren't aware, I am nearing 150,000 trophies. That's a big deal. I think I'm at the halfway point of 148,000. Might be 500. I'm not sure. I gotta update PlayStation profiles right now. So I had a little trolling issues yesterday. Some people trolling, but my mods I think took care of it. Better spirits today. Feeling a little better. So I think it had to do with the weather change. Because a lot of times when the weather goes from cold to hot, I get all screwed up with my allergies. But the stomach thing, that's also because, sometimes I'm on amoxicillin for my teeth or infection or whatever the hell it is. And my stomach, after a couple days, does not react to that well. So that's an issue. But looks like a beautiful day. Sunny out. The plan is I'm going to try to get the Bowls Bombs Platinum. The Screen Platinum, that's 2. The Hidden Cats Platinum, New York. That's 3. I want to play Blood Waves some more. The Asia version, and get as many trophies as I can. I may try to attempt to play the Blood Waves North America region for the Platinum, but I don't know if I'm doing that today. So we have to wait and see. I'm gonna, after the stream, I'm probably gonna watch X-Men 97 and see what's going on with that. Potentially, I could get 10 platinums today, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna get that, if I'm just gonna trophy hunt, or what. Those are gonna be streams. Definitely another Bloodwave stream. There's gonna be streams here on YouTube. There's gonna be streams on Twitch. Probably podcasts too. Thinking about doing everything show on Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, because I did watch that. Probably gonna do a Real Who Means Cast about Doctor Who. So that was the plain donut from Softies from Entenmann's. I love the Softies where you get the plain donut, the sugar donut, powder donut, plain donut, powder donut. I guess a chocolate Softie. The chocolate Softie is not the same as the rich frosted. Okay, the rich frosted I like better, but only way you can get that is you buy it. There's like 12 in there. No, 3, 2, 4, 6. No, I think 8. Is there 8? Sorry, maybe there's 8. Rich frosted has the rich frosted or the devil's food. I like both. Having my Green Mountain um, Nantucket blend, medium roast. So having my powdered donut, which just gets messy. I got to be careful because I don't want to get everything all messed up. Okay, all right. All over. Mm. See? So freaking messy, man. Every time I have powdered donut, it's a mess. Looks like the Joker. I'm probably gonna. I might try to wipe out the 4 Orion Haste. Because at one level, I have a pain in the ass to do the one that's on the bike. I don't like that level. It's like Contra, but not really. Trying to be Contra. It's not really Contra. I have a couple of dungeon legs I have to do. Zomborg. Maybe be a zombie day. What do you think? Probably play zombie games today, maybe. See what I have. Play what I have. I just downloaded the Zombie Army 4, I think, or something like that. So I'm at wave 13, I think, on both waves. So it's gonna start getting crazy because after a certain time, we got to put barricades down, flamethrower, deterrent. You can get a trophy for 100 barricades used in a game. You can get a trophy for everything used in a game, like at once. But ultimately, it's going to be a test to see, and I'm really going to monitor this closely if I get the Repairman trophy. Repairman trophy in Blood Waves, like I said, states 1,000 points, but I don't know how they measure the 1,000 points. I don't know if when you fix an item, it's counted as 1 point or it's counted as 30 points. So I don't know because I've never gotten that trophy, and I've tried. Watch me not try for it and get on this freaking game now, right? Again, the North America version of Blood Waves PS4, I have 2 trophies left. One, you get the Repairman trophy, then that unlocks the Platinum. And you're done. But not really done because there are, was there 8 versions of Blood Waves? I think there's 8 versions. I don't own all of them. If something changes today, money comes in, I will buy a PlayStation card for Europe and buy all the games that I have for there. See, what happens is when I start buying in bulk, like when the game comes out, their game will have like maybe sometimes 8 versions, right? So I'll try to buy all 8 versions, and boom, one day that one game, 8 platinums, jumping up the platinum count, right? So when this starts to happen, they release these games. Say they release 5. Just imagine how many platinums that could be. Imagine if they were all 8 to the 5. It's like 40, right? In a day. So things start getting crazy when they start releasing games and I have money for games. So if I had money for a European PlayStation card, which I don't, I have a list of all these games I want to buy. Plus North America. If I had a PlayStation card, boom. You start to see crazy stuff. And when I'm in the zone, like when I'm on fire, like they use for NBA Jam, right? It's ridiculous because one day it could be 40, one day it could be 30. Before you know it, I'll be leaping up ranks like ridiculous, like an animal, right? Just think, before I had like 5,800 platinums. Now I'm close to 6,200. It's going to get very, very crazy in the coming months. Could be dangerous for some other gamers because they're going to look at this and they're like, oh, sure, he's catching up to us. Yeah, I may go. You may see, like, you go away, vacation, don't watch shit, come back in a month. You may see me have 6,400 platinums. Getting close to the Akum. Akum has what, 7,037? Or something like that. I want to beat that, obviously. So I want to beat it all. And, right now, Dave is the #1 in the world title. But he's so far from me, like galaxies away, that I can't even think about him right now. But I will. But I'll think about one day we'll encounter each other. But right now, my eyes are on the prize. The prize being the third rank, which Raining Elbows has. He's not relinquishing that at all. He's far ahead of me too. He's at least 150 platinums away from me. So just imagine, let's just say today I did 150. Well, I wouldn't get it because guess what? He could decide I'm going to get 30 while I get the 150. So then I'm going to hold 30. So that's the whole point. And odds are 100% positive I'm not going to beat Raining Elbows today. Especially, I'm not getting 150 platinums. Let's be honest. Let's be realistic. Okay? But I'm very grateful to Raining Elbows for the Japanese PlayStation card. It was really nice. Because I bought a whole bunch of games. But once I get back, like, I'm starting to feel my old self now. Starting to feel confident. People can talk smack all day long. I really don't care. Because they're already talking smack. Because I'm growing. Yeah. Actually, yeah. It doesn't sync well. PS5 games don't sync well with PS5. Go figure. You play PS4 game, boom, that's instantly synced. This thing, you're waiting, right? Besides that, I have a hard drive in there with terabytes, and I deleted tons. I moved the stuff over into the hard drive, so I technically got like 120 gigs I could use, and it's having a problem with the memory. How could we have a problem with memory with the console storage if I'm saving everything to the hard drive? So that it's still annoying me. Like, I get a stupid message for a game that's less than a fucking gigabyte. And it's like, oh, we had a problem saving it to your console storage. Well, why? What the fuck is wrong with the console storage? Nothing. I just deleted everything. So, yeah, PlayStation 5 sick. I did the upgrade, and it didn't fucking help. PS4 sick because, well, maybe it's my fault this time, but I dropped the damn controller. Now, every time I go to play, my controller works on this navigational screen. When I put the game in, can't do anything. So I have to take the damn, a pin or toothpick, push it in the controller, shut it off, turn it back on, and then it works. But I don't know if I damaged the controller by dropping it or it's just been fucked up in general. It might have been just fucked up because I have a crappy wire charging it. But the issue is I'm trying to maximize storage. So in other words, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put PS4 games on PS4. So I use that whole storage thing. And then I'm trying to play PS5 and PS5 naturally. That doesn't, what happens is I'll get mad because I'll try to do that. And then the fucking system will get corrupt. The database will get fucked. It will reboot. And then all of a sudden everything's fucking erased again. And I get disgusted. And what I do is I shut the shit off and I go right to PS5 and I start downloading the stuff from PS4 onto PS5. Not everything, but because again, you're talking 400 games in the PS4, 400 games in the PS5. and then shoebox titles, 122. So we're talking 922 games. But then that doesn't account when I just bought all those games yesterday because I got the Japanese PlayStation card. So you're talking, what did I buy yesterday? 6 games maybe. Um, so yeah, so I still have to platinum Balls and Bombs and Screen from the ones that I purchased from Japan. And like I said, if I get a donation, if people wanted to donate to my PayPal, great. Want to donate to my Cash App, great. Cash App's faster. If you want to donate to get me a PlayStation card and then message me on, DM me on Twitter, say, hey, Matrix Lord, I'm donating you an American PlayStation card. Here's the code. Wow, I love you. That's great. So there. Like I said, as far as um, my other book, I'm gonna wait until when a lot of money comes in, when stuff that happens, then I'm gonna work on it. But right now, no. The focus is the third rank. But at the same time, there's a lot of things going on besides the third rank. I'm also hungry for platinums. So even if I don't get the third rank right now, I'm hungry to just get as many platinums as I can. But again, I like to do my exercise too. I like to walk. And that's a regular thing in my life. I love walking, and it's cardio. And I'll walk long distances and stuff like that. That's what you don't know. I love doing that. And I'm a lot thinner than I was. I lost a lot of weight this past month. Maybe it's to do with the job issue. Maybe it's to do with stress. I don't know. I feel I'm eating the same, but then again, I'm not eating the same because I'm not getting pizza every single day outside. So that could be why my stomach is dramatically shrinking. So this pizza's not every day, even though it's what kept me healthy, I believe. And now all of a sudden I'm not not as healthy, but um, but Kate donated to me yesterday. She's like, "Go buy pizza." She she donated to the stream in the wee hours of the morning. I'm like, "Thank you, Kate." So when that money comes in, boom, I will buy pizza. And I'll be like, "Thank you, Kate. This is your pizza, yo." So what could I say? Um, I've worked so hard over 30 years, you know, and one of the things I would love to do, of course, is to eventually self-sustain, right? As you're getting older, not that I consider myself older, I mean, even though I am older, um, I want it to be a point where I'm giving 100% to myself, building my brand rather than someone else's brand. Because at least doing it myself, there's a bright future involved for promoting my YouTube channel, promoting my books, promoting my gaming. Eventually, people are going to take notice with the waves I'm making on the leaderboards. And people are going to, I mean, already people are starting to make videos, but um, the thing is that people expected me to be on Twitch 24/7. And I did notice that some people have gifted me subs, but I wasn't even on Twitch. Even though I'm part of Twitch, I wasn't streaming, right? Because I was doing my YouTube thing. So I just realized that missed opportunity. But again, the thing to prompted me for Twitch was the fact that someone stole my name and is trying to make a name for themselves with my fucking name, which drives me insane because everybody knows Matrixlord212. So this kid's calling himself Matrixlord B something. I'm like, no, asshole, that's fucked up. But you know what? He can't take his name down, right? But I'm like, this motherfucker now is trying to build a following on Twitch. People don't know me on Twitch. But I'm known at every freaking place but Twitch mostly. So now I said, well, you know what? Now I got to reclaim my namesake and basically become the biggest fucking thing on Twitch besides YouTube, besides gaming, besides books. I got to start streaming on Twitch every damn day. Because I got to pass this mother. I hate that, man. Been doing this, had the name, I created the name. 2007 for my YouTube channel, Matrixlord212. Put my name in my fucking books, so I have the rights to my fucking name because it's my fucking creation, right? So legally, it's mine. So I had it on the goddamn fucking cover of my fourth book. That's how ingenious and crazy I am. Before I even started doing fucking videos, which I had the account, the YouTube account since 2007, but I started doing videos in 2011, December 11th, 2011. But my books were released 2010. And I think Destiny's Calling was 2011, but April. Right, so it was the anniversary. I missed that. So after a while, I put so much freaking books out, you forget all these anniversaries, and it's natural. What happens when I get to book 20, right? So I am a gamer, and for people that are quick to judge, you'd be like, "Let's look at the Matrix Lord's trophy list, shall we?" But they don't really look, and they're like, "Oh, shovelware, 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 shovel, 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 shovel the shit, shovelware." But then they don't look. They're like, "Ooh, Bloodborne Platinum. Ooh, Spider-Man Platinum. Ooh, Crash Bandicoot Platinum. Crash Bandicoot 2. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped." And it's like, they just look at the cliff notes because it's so difficult for them to look through 6,181 platinums. So they assume. So they are the asshole. Yes, they assume. And they're like, "You only platinum, easy platinums, you imbecile. You don't deserve to be on the leaderboards. Who do you think you are? Who is this Matrix Lord character? Who is he? Why is he on my PSN profiles? He doesn't deserve to be with us, gamers. Is he part of a clan? Who does he think he is?" So I get this bullshit. But then I get people that get really fucking crazy. They get really fucking crazy, like threatening crazy. Like, "Yeah, I know you're gaming. I see your light on." You're like, "What? Yeah, your light's on. Your light's on. You're in your living room. Your light's on. You're playing right now. It's 2 in the morning." My light's gonna be on because I need to see. So yeah, I'm not the type to shut the lights off to save electricity. No, I leave every fucking thing on. Okay, so you ain't scaring the shit out of me. And then they're like, "If you don't stop this, you beat my friend. He was number 17, and you beat him. You're gonna pay, you son of a bitch." And they're like, "I'm gonna come get you. I'm gonna gut me a fish." I'm like, "What?" So, stuff like that happens. Sharon freaks out because she's like, and I'm like, "Please, I'm Italian. One, you come here, I'll like put you on my goddamn Italian bread. You'll be my cold cut, motherfucker. Okay? I'll eat you. Okay? I'll eat you and talk nice to you and eat you. Okay? It'd be worse than Hannibal Lecter thing. So no, you're not. Okay? I'll use up all my teeth left. I want to get my teeth in your fucking skin, falling out, but that's fine. Well, I'll kill you in my gums. You know? So yeah, no threatening. But these people are like, "My friend was number 17 and you beat him." Woo. They're crying and shit. Like, choo choo. Please. People get grimy. And look, like, I'm not trying to say like the Godfather, but like, this isn't personal. It's business. I'm moving up. That's it. You're in the way. You're gone. No person, unpersonal. You have to cry about it. Don't get like, "Number 17, he was number 17. Not really number 17. Maybe he was 16. Maybe he was 10. I don't know the person, but somebody was grimy that I beat them. But then I bitch slapped them so fucking bad when they can never even catch up. So now they just, "I'm not 17 anymore. I'm 18. Wow. Okay. You could be 17 again because I'm not 17 anymore. I'm 4. So there's people, you try to catch up to them. That was funny as shit. That was funny as shit. And then other thing, like, people just getting grimy, I don't understand, like, it's almost like I got my own rogue gallery of supervillains, like Spider-Man, right? Like who's Spider-Man fighting today? Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Shocker, Vulture, Mysterio, Craven Hunter, Carnage, Venom. What? I'm all Venom's a hero now, but I mean, it's like, you know, people be like coming at me on here. The best is the people that pretend to be cool with you, but then they're like whispering and they're like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I fucking spent an hour on this shit. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. The other guy did it in 50 minutes. He did it in an hour. I don't know, man. So they try to do like a fucking Doctor Who thing, right? Where the doctor got pissed off at Doctor Who. The doctor got pissed off at Harry Jones, Prime Minister. So he sort of did some type of fucking Time Lord fucking post hypnotic suggestion to the whole goddamn world to overthrow her, and it worked. Like what the Master would do. Like, I am the Master, and you will obey me. He did his own shit. He's like, hey, I have that power. I can do that shit too, not just the Master. So, like, they try to do like, oh, I don't know, guys. Matrixlord only platinum 20 games, not 21, not 30. It's over. It's over. He's going. He's going, guys. He's gonna give it up. He's done. He's done. He sucks. He sucks. Hey, do you know he sucks? He sucks. And then people are like, oh my god, Matrixlord sucks. He sucks. And then I'll be looking at this, and then I'll get like 30 platinums a day, and then they're like, or platinum Bloodborne, and then they're like, oh shit. And then there's crickets. The best is the crickets. I don't get the, hey man, I didn't think you could do Bloodborne and you platinum it, so great job. I was wrong, you were right. No, I get cricket sounds because nobody's talking. They're like, oh shit, what do we do? Don't say fucking thing. Don't say a fucking thing. You pissed him off. You pissed off Matrixlord. You pissed him off. Fuck. Yeah. People can piss me off. Like, motions is a crazy thing. It will affect me to get 20 platinums, 80 platinums. No. That time, I really took a piss with the gaming community. I pissed everybody off really bad. You know what I did? I'll tell you what I did. There was some assholes that were really trying to tell me how the leaderboard works and how long it takes to get from 0 stars to 999. And they're like, oh, it took me 10 years or it took me 5 years and you suck. What do you think you're going to... So I got really mad. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to fucking be in competition with myself. I'm going to have Joey Jupiter, one of my characters, be a fucking gamer, and Sky Havoc be a gamer, and get tons of fucking platinums. So I got like 1,000 fucking trophies. 1,000 platinums, like world record type, and fucking destroyed these motherfuckers that took them 10 years to do that, just to be a dick. I fucking did that, and Joey Jupiter had achievements too, and I bragged about it, and I kind of like was getting bored, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start fighting with myself. So Sky Havoc's yelling at Matrixlord212, I'm gonna destroy you on the leaderboards, and I'm like, no, you're not, man. And meanwhile, like, everybody's like, what the fuck? It's the same person. Wait, he's got what? So people got really fucking annoyed, especially what I did too. And then I got really fucking mad. I'm like, you know what? You pissed me off. I'll have it where I will become number one, and not only will I be such a dick about it, but I'll make sure I'm number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, 8, 9, 10. Have no life and just fucking have a character of mine from, like, another Earth, like Sky Havoc, Joey Jupiter, Jorga the Explorer, fucking Joe Gotts. Everybody be motherfucking gamers. And the same person would have fucking the different personalities, whatever characters, like something like, would have The whole entire top 10 fucking leaderboards be the same motherfucking person. And I would fucking show up at an event and I'll fucking Joey Jupiter. I'll be Sky High, be all these fucking things. Fuck it. That's me being a real dick because I'm like fed up with fucking people. Of course, I want to focus on getting there quicker. And when I'm trying to split myself into all these different facets, I can't. So I just gotta be myself. So Sky Havoc's relaxed gaming. Joey Jupiter's relaxed gaming. That's it. My allergies are kicking in now. I really suffering lately because there's freaking allergies and lawn mowing and all this stuff is crazy. But yeah, I may revisit that eventually. Just if I get bored, it's like Sky Havoc heaven. Who knows next, right? But it was fun. It was fun doing that, sticking it right to them. I things don't bother me. Like if somebody comes on here and they're like, "I got more platinums than you," great. When they start talking shit, I'm like, okay, because I'm gonna fucking blow that away. I'm gonna fucking get way more platinums than that. But I don't care. Like it's just a thing. I want to have funly. What kind of word is that? Funly. I want to have friendly competition. And right now, I really got it made. Like I got to tell you, um, my main competition, Raining Elbow, is a great friend. So it's great being friends with people that you're competing with because I mean I'm not saying we go out and fucking hang out, but like we always have friendly interactions. And if I met him in person, probably hopefully when I have money, that I could take him out to eat or some shit, and I can thank him for all the nice things he's done, like give me PlayStation cards and shit. I mean, think about that. He gave me a PlayStation card. I got a whole bunch of platinums. He's not worried though, because he's way far ahead. But like, really nice guy. Didn't even fucking think about, oh, I can't give him platinum a PlayStation card because then he'll get a lot of platinums. No, I respect that. You don't understand. Like certain things to me, if you know me in real life and you're working with me or something, and you do like a simple gesture, like the simplest things, I'll remember. I'll be like, oh, wow, that's from the heart, right? Like if I would be working and someone would want to buy me a Gatorade or soda, I'm touched by that. I'm like, oh wow, I made a difference. So like I'm a good person. They like me. They buy me a friggin' drink, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm like, I'll remember that. Or like a simple thing like someone buy me a cupcake or some shit. Like I was really touched. Like when I worked, that's my staff just my 50th birthday, and I almost was in tears. Like really, these guys got me PlayStation cards and like I was able to buy AAA titles. Like they bought me like it's like Liza P and my kids too. Like they just Anthony was get me the hard drive, which maximized the whole fucking thing, and Joe too, and they bought me games and stuff, and it's just it's a wonderful fucking thing. I was the birthday gifts were just the best I've ever had. It's a great birthday, even though nobody was around for it, unfortunately, because of the snowstorm or whatever we had. There wasn't really. I mean, Anthony came, but it's just I'm gonna have a makeup party in the future because I want to. And I already said we were going to do it. It just when it got warm. Just like I told Anthony, my son Anthony wanted to get me tickets for my birthday for Back to the Future on Broadway. And I said, let's wait till it gets warm because I don't want to be traveling to the city with a friggin' snowstorm or scarf and hat and all uncomfortable and wearing freaking main layers of clothing. I'd rather go when it's warm, have a light jacket, do that, and then chill in the city. I do miss going into the city. I used to have to go into the city every single day because I had to go into Jersey, but I had to go to the Port Authority. So before work and after work, I would go to Times Square, depending on when I left. I would go to Bryant Park. I would go to Central Park. I loved it. I love New York City. Love it. I love that they had this hot dog place. Where was it on? I think it was on 34th or was it on 40th Street maybe? it was near a video game store, but they had the thing where every day there was a new price for hot dogs. One day you could have like hot dog for 99 cents. One day you could have hot dog two for $1.50. It's crazy. But every day they had banners, signs, all the time. They used to have when I used to go to the city. They used to have the dollar pizzas. Now they're probably not dollar pizza anymore. They were so big and thick. Like the pizza was just amazing. And of course, hot dog vendors are all around. Used to be hot dog things. Now it's I think a la cartes or whatever to have hot dogs. But I like the old fashioned hot dog stands and hot dog. I like Staten Island. I miss the hot dog trucks. That's why we went to Skippy's the other day. But I wasn't sure if I was able to film over there, so I just took some pictures and I had hot dogs. But next time maybe I'll film. Um, I miss the old fashioned hot dog trucks. In the 80s, it was hot dog trucks everywhere. It's crazy. That was like my main thing over pizza. I remember, you know how you have ice cream truck? I remember that one summer we had a pizza truck come down the block. And I freaked out because I'm like, this is the greatest fucking invention ever. And then we never had it any other summers. I guess because how could you have a pizza oven in a truck driving around and be hot, right? But that's the greatest. Like besides an ice cream truck, you should have a pizza truck all the time in Staten Island, 100%. But anyway, I'm losing track. So the city, I I I liked a lot of things in the city, and I sort of shaped my characters around the city, like covers. It's all throughout New York City, all throughout Brooklyn, all throughout Staten Island. Um, yeah, and it's the beautiful, beautiful scenery and backdrop in New York City. So I make a big thing about it because, like, what happens? I could be inspired by a place I go in the city, where just by going there, I could be like, wow, I could in my head envision a whole book just by looking at something. It happens. So, like, the most important thing to me is I love the book process. I love what I call scouting for things for the book cover. So I love going into the city and taking pictures of tons of pictures of an area. That's what the next book's going to be. That's the cover. And then when I do the book, manuscript's no problem. I write that out and boom. But the main thing to me is the cover. Like I really want to get the cover perfect. And I wound up spending a lot more money for the cover than the whole entire book because I wound up a perfectionist when it comes to that. I really wanted to have to be right. So I wound up spending extra money. Like I think the last cover I spent an extra $500, I think, just for the cover. Um, so I love doing the cover. Like I just love seeing that I had a hand in creating that. Like it was my vision that they interpreted and they got it right. Sometimes they get it wrong and it takes a while, but in the end, everything's been great. So I'll have like on my phone, my main image is a book cover of the future that I'll be doing. That I haven't done that book yet. I have a specific book. Like I said, I got 6 manuscripts ready to go, but this picture has been in my phone. It's not a picture of me and Sharon. It's a picture of the actors that I'm gonna have to pay for them to be in the book cover. Well, not actors, models, whatever they are, and then you pay them so you can use their image. Like it's like like they have these things on whatever. Like I'll have the publisher say, look, get me them, pay whatever. I need that, and that's the cover. You know. So, and sometimes they want like some weird deals. Like it would be like, oh, the first so many books, they get a percentage or they get whatever. I don't care. I just want what I want for my cover. So, but I'm excited about when I do a book because it's the greatest creative luxury, escape, achievement you could possibly have. Like you created this book, you made it, you wrote it, you designed it, everything from the fonts to the back to everything, you did that. And to me, being able to do it all these times, especially that one year I put out 5 books, never happened again. I don't think, but I may try. But um, great experience. Definitely a morale booster. You know, so I'll never give up on my love of writing books. May take a little longer financially because I pay for everything, but there's always at any given time in my brain I'll be thinking about what the next book is. So I'm always doing a book, no matter what. Always. Now I go to great lengths, like I'll write the book in notebooks. I'll write the book in my phone. I'll have a whole folder, and I start like when I really start getting into it, like when it's starting to get close, you'll see me. I'll take pictures. I'll print them. I'm map it out like I'm making a movie, really. And I'm like, okay, this is the scene, and this is the thing, and this is gonna happen in the first, part of the book, and the second part. So I'm like really deep. Like you think I'm deep with the gaming? No, way more with the books. But that is a wonderful experience. So I am a published author. I'm a writer. I have also had jobs where I wrote for magazines, which was fun. I also had the luxury of writing for stuff about movies and videos and stuff like that. So that was, um, especially being paid to do that. That was fun. Um, Being paid to do a review of different things, wonderful. Um, so I don't know if I'll do that again. Like when I'll do that again, like having a writing job. I also love working in the medical field. That was really different. You know, after Hurricane Sandy, I left retail for a while and went into the medical field. And then it's only supposed to be like I was supposed to market the thing, not take over. But I wanted to take it over and wanted to get pre-authorizations for surgeries, getting paid for surgeries for the boss. So I started really getting deep into the thing, and I enjoyed being in charge. Like I throughout my retail career, working my way up to, from floor supervisor to system manager to store manager to district manager. That was my favorite thing when I was a district manager. I loved that. That's when the books happened. Is when I achieved what I wanted to achieve, the highest level I wanted to achieve in the corporate world as a district manager. When I achieved that, it was a new goal of doing my books because I had that job title. So then I wanted to do my personal thing. So I loved being a district manager. I loved being in charge of, like, being the head in the medical practice. That was phenomenal. And it was not retail. I loved being in charge of them all. Like, that was great too, dealing with all major issues, like vendors and electricity company and all these people. It was great. I loved that. I loved interacting with everyone and people and just had my own office. I used to wear my blazers. Like I was always getting dressed up. I liked that. That I miss. I liked when I took a job in retail while I had those other jobs. I worked for Petland discounts, and I loved working there. I was just regular worker, but when I was a district manager in the pen industry, I was a district manager. We didn't have pets to the end, but I was always against having pets because I'm like, if we're gonna have people on staff, they have to be licensed. They should know how to take care of the animals. So I don't want to have these people do stupid things like they don't know how to take care of the animals, and I don't want the animals hurt. So I was always about wanting to be. I liked working for pet industry, but without pets, right? But when I worked for Petland, I wasn't no authority at all. I was just a regular worker, and I wound up learning like different things. Like I learned how to clean like the fish tanks, and I learned how to um, clean the bird cages, and you learn how to take care of the animals really, and you have to feed the animals. Um, So I always, when I was a kid, I was into tropical fish. My first pet, I was 5, kissing gouramis. I remember the shock of, because we weren't familiar with anything. My aunt bought 20 fish. She got me a big tank. At the time, big tank, maybe 20-gallon, I don't know, whatever. And one of the fish had ick. Didn't know anything about it. Didn't even have fish for 24 hours, and all the fish died. It wasn't even me. It was just so that was traumatic. But then, boom, we got more fish, and then I had fish a lot when I was young. So my favorite fish was the pink gouramis, the kissing gouramis. The pink. I like when they grew. They grew big. If somehow, if you didn't have that many fish and they expanded in the tank, then they had gray ones, which they were same thing, but then they were gray. Then they started. I don't know what they were doing, if they were doing experimentation or genetics or whatever. They started having different gouramis. The gouramis didn't even look like gouramis. They were just, I guess, from the gourami family. But I liked the kissing gouramis. Those were fascinating to me. I liked the catfish that ate all the algae. I used to have like the tigerfish. I used to like having buying the toys for the fish tank. See now, you know what's happening now? I'm reminiscing when I was a child, and in my brain, it's like I always had a fish tank. I always had fish. Do I want to get fish again? No, don't do it. I liked it. I liked having the light and the noise when I used to sleep and by my head, like the filter. I loved that shit. So I had fish growing up. I also had parakeets growing up, and that was interesting. Um, Never got it to be where they could leave the bird cage, but I used to name my parakeets after the characters on V the series. Charles, Charlie, Lydia, like basically from V the series. If you watch that sci-fi show, so oh yeah, I don't know why it does. Maybe because I'm just laying it down. I don't know. I was reminiscing about my childhood when I had tropical fish. You know what? Now I want to go and you know what? I want to go now and visit the pet stores to look at the fish. I really do now, because I really loved fish now. But I can't buy it. No, I don't have money. But I want. That's what I want to do. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go to my friend's place and look at the fish. Shit. Anyway, um, growing up, I loved my. I used to on the weekends. My father would bring us to visit family on the weekends. We had a nice routine. As a child, being the last of my kind, because I was always told this thing in my Italian family: you are the last of your kind. You're the last one to carry the name. You have a responsibility. You must carry down the name. The name must survive. The capricciosos must live on for all eternity. You need to have offspring. You need to have children. You always have to have children. You cannot let our name die. So, it, like the whole mindset. And imagine you're a kid and your family's so talking like you're the heir to the throne. Like my grandparents, my aunts, you know, talking to me, telling me you're gonna like I was born on Abraham Lincoln's birthday. So in my brain they would tell me, oh, you're gonna be president one day, you're gonna be president one day, you're not smart, you're super intelligent, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. You have no idea. They made me feel like I was the chosen one all the time. Pissed off my sister, I know. Not fair to her, but they just they were not nice with that. But always made me feel like damn friggin' royalty. You know? Crazy. So when I my dad used to sometimes I used to hang out at my dad's mom, my nanny and my poppy from my father's side. And I loved because the video game era began in my time. Atari 2600, Atari 5200, all that. TurboGrafx 16, Genesis, Sega Genesis, Nintendo, PlayStation, all that during my time. So I used to love, my favorite thing on the weekend was when my nanny and my poppy would take me to South Beach in Staten Island. They had on Sand Lane, they had two big places, one facility and one from across the street. This one part had rides. I used to love going on the rides and playing skee ball. So they had this one part, they had the rides, they had skee ball. The other part had skee ball, but an arcade and a haunted house. And besides that, they had a hot dog guy, like a stand in there. And I would basically have hot dogs, plain, and root beer. And I'd be eating while I'm playing skee ball. I'd be eating one hand and throwing the ball, right? Or eating and playing arcade, Punch Out, or whatever, because that's where it was. Punch Out was in the arcade. Now I got it on the Switch, but would be nice if I could play it on the damn friggin' YouTube videos, but you can't because you're not allowed to play Switch. But I'd be playing Switch all the time on here. So I love body blow, body blow, body blow, body, and like all the wonderful sounds in the arcade. And man, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, X-Men, all these friggin' crazy games. Loved it. Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man. I was a huge Pac-Man fan. That's why you see me play. Dig Dug, Pac-Man, Pole Position, all these. Pac-Man was the main shit. Pac-Man. Pac-Man. Loved that shit. Loved all the arcades I played. Like, I missed that. I missed that. You know? Part of my childhood. So I would go and have hot dogs and root beer and play skee ball and whatever. And I loved going to the movies. My dad loved taking us to the movies all the time. My dad had this unique perspective of wanting me to be able to see everything so that way I would not be afraid of anything. Now, unfortunately, there was one thing I was afraid of. Because my family was very, very religious. And my grandparents and everybody was super religious and so ridiculously religious. My dad was like, met the Pope, went to the Vatican numerous times through his, whatever the hell he's doing over there, I guess he was in the military, whatever, but he was very religious and big, and he went to the Vatican numerous times and went, and met the Pope numerous times. I'm like, wow. I mean, my dad, besides like doing the military, worked for Wall Street, but he was a writer. I mean, he was a photographer. Like, he was all that. He worked for a newspaper before he did all that. So I get that from him. My mom was a poet. So I get the poetry from her, which I never thought I was going to be a poet until I went through the huge traumatic experience of a breakup type of thing, where everything I went through, and then all of a sudden I'm a damn poet. But I always wanted to write a book, but I wanted to do I wanted to do a sci-fi book, and throughout school, I wrote my sci-fi novel. High school. I haven't done that yet, but it's gonna happen. So, growing up, I loved playing basketball. I loved volleyball. I wasn't a fan of baseball because I got hurt in baseball. I hurt my hand. I think I did something really bad. Like, I might have seriously, like, one of my fingers, like, my fingers are crooked because I think I was playing softball or something, and then I got hit with the ball, or I caught it without a glove or something, and I had bad injury when I was really young, and that kind of like made me not want to play baseball and softball because it hurt, and I had to deal with that the whole fucking summer. That was a goddamn fucking disaster. Imagine like you're a kid and you get the summer off to be, you know, that's a reward of doing great in school, and then you can't fucking do anything with your hand because your fucking hand's busted. So that's kind of why I was shied away from baseball because I got hurt. But I love basketball. I love volleyball. Um, wasn't a fan of football because I got hurt with that too. I don't like the whole tackle shit, and especially in high school, getting tackled and knocked the fuck down. No, not me. Didn't like that. Um, wasn't a fan. High school, having to run around the track for a mile. I don't think they thought things through that, we had to go from the bottom floor to the third floor after we ran track for the next period. That fucking sucked. No common sense whatsoever. Did they think that through at all? Didn't like that. What else throughout my childhood? Biggest thing, accomplishment was after graduating high school, and after a while, I think after my first job, was me and my friends going to Florida. That was a huge, huge thing for me. I fucking have so many beautiful memories. Like, just the fact doing stuff on your own for the first time, doing my laundry for the first time. It's crazy. Just on my own. Like, and the thing is that when I had my first job, I remember working in a toy store. I remember my first paycheck buying shit for myself. It was like the greatest fucking experience as a kid. And at the time, Final Fantasy 2 was out for Super Nintendo. The game back then in '92, I think, was $69.99 with tax, was 75 and change. And I remember buying that because me and my best friend, we beat the first Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy 2 was like a red cover or whatever. It wasn't really Final Fantasy 2. For us, it was Final Fantasy 2, but for Japan, I guess it was Final Fantasy 3 or whatever. But I remember buying that. I remember buying Super Star Wars. I remember buying all these fucking games. And I bought my own stereo system, which in the 80s, 90s, you had the big fucking boombox thing that you've seen in the movies. Yeah, big fucking thing like that. Every kid had one of those. So I remember buying that for me. I remember I loved going to the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz or Crazy Eddie, right? I remember loving the independence of when I was young, like 18, paying for my own stuff. Paying when I was 18, 19, 20, 21. Going to wrestling. Because back in the day, wrestling was everything to me. You don't know that now, but it was everything. And paying, one of the biggest accomplishment was paying to go see WrestleMania. But back then, it was like $1,000 spent. It's like, wow. I think about like, it's like, I think now like how when I was 18, you're fearless, right? And you're like, it's almost like you have a healing factor, like your Deadpool, right? Nothing can bother you. You just it's working, 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 making money, 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 and I got so much fucking money back in the day compared to now. And I'm like, wow, what the fuck happened? I remember taking somebody out on a Valentine's date, and I spent like $400, $500. Just boom, dropping that. That was crazy. I used to spend money for crazy shit. I went to the Kiss concert that time. That was nice. Never been to a concert before. Went to like a football game, but it wasn't like big football. I think it was like one of those secondary league things. Um, Baseball games was nice. My dad took me to baseball games. That was exciting. It was exciting. I used to watch baseball when I was younger. I just liked the Mets. Um, when they won the World Series. That was great. Loved wrestling. Loved Doctor Who. Unbelievable. Doctor Who was got me when I was a young age, and I was hooked ever since. Loved Back to the Future movies. Loved Star Wars, Star Trek. I was a Trekkie. Still, wow. I mean, I guess you never really stop becoming a Trekkie, right? But I'm not a fan of the new stuff. I mean, I'm a fan of Picard season 3, but I'm not a fan of Discovery and Strange New Worlds and everything. Really, I've tried with Discovery. Maybe I'll try again. So, in a nutshell, that's a lot of stuff about me in my childhood. Um, but anything you know about me, know that my mind's transfixed on something. And if I want something, I'll get it. You know, and we go through a lot of obstacles in life, but we do overcome a lot of obstacles. So there may be periods of time in our life when things look bleak and there's no way out, but there is. There always is. You just got to figure it out. You just got to think about, you know, how to do it, right? So, of course, I go from having a gaming budget to no gaming budget. Yet I'm still in competition. So how does that work, right? That was like a side. There's like a side thing, right? Hobby. Now, with no income coming in, will my favorite thing in the world grant me income? And again, this is not permanent. This is temporary, right? This is just whatever shit's going on, this craziness. I was sick for a couple of days, depressed, plus sick, stomach. Of course, my stomach was getting aggravated. You know, to me, age is a number, but people don't see it that way. You know, they're like, "Oh, you're how old? Oh, I don't think you could work with us because you're." You know, it's like they don't say that, but it's like it's a reality. Age discrimination, it is. So, yeah, reincarnated Abraham Lincoln. Why? I have my two beautiful boys. I don't need to have any more children. I look forward to day. I look forward to the day when my kids have kids and I'm a grandfather, because I always wanted to be like the doctor, right? I envisioned myself just like, you know, if I'm that old, I'll have the cane. I have a cane, and I like have the kid, grandfather, grandfather, and I'll start like being grumpy and be like, oh, hello, hello, my grandson, or like, you know, like whatever. Make it like I'm the doctor, but then I'm really strong. I beat the crap out of people, right? It's like, you know, I'll have the cane, but maybe I won't need it, right? Like the doctor has the glasses, don't need it. But I always envisioned it in my old age, just having grandchildren and just, you know, be the greatest fucking thing ever. Like it's a whole life cycle, you know. When you're this age, you want this. When I'm older, I want, you know. I even wanted to be in politics at one point. Everybody knows that. I had a whole plan. Had a whole plan. I said in my 50s, I was going to start running for office. But, of course, listen, the thing is, your significant other, your wife, your girlfriend, the girlfriend's going to be your wife. She has saying that. You can't, you know, because that's a big deal. The way I am, if I went into politics, it would be the end game being the president of the United States. That because of course as a child they would tell me I'm going to be president, so I'm like I'm going to be president. So I would go through a whole damn thing, every damn title there is. I would reach that. So Sharon knows that, and she told me flat out before it even began, before I even started filing stuff like I was going to run for it, before any of that shit started. She's like, I want to let you know, you run for politics, basically it's a deal breaker. Like I'm not. I don't want to be first lady. I don't want to go around to different fucking countries. And you know, she likes doing what she does here in America, educating the youth and all that stuff. And she loves working with kids, but she doesn't want my thing will interfere with her vision. You know, so she does her things. I do my things, but she does not want to be pressured because if I become all these things in politics, she's the wife. So they'll look at her right away like, oh, you're the first lady if I was president, right? And that kind of sucks if you think about it. Never really thought about that, but the wives of the presidents really have to deal with a lot of shit, right? And then the fucking public and all. I mean, as it is as a streamer, influencer, YouTuber, whatever you want to call me, stuff changed here and there, where I start to get noticed with certain things when I'm in public. Eventually, it will be a point like these famous kids where you need security to go everywhere, which that's a drawback, but the money is not a drawback. The money's a good thing. So she told me flat out, it's kind of a deal breaker. She really doesn't want me to do politics because I will become everything, and she doesn't really want to be affected like that. So I said, of course, I caved because I'm like, you know what? You're the love of my life. I love you. I want you happy. And if you're not happy, I'm not happy. So I could be without being politics and running, becoming mayor of New York or whatever, different things, and president one day. I'll sacrifice. I'll just do my other stuff, like my writing books, turning my books into movies, doing like a YouTuber, a gamer. I'll take over the world other ways. Like, well, I'll take over. You'll know everybody will know my name. I'll have billboards, my face, everything, in the future. But I won't do the politics. So there was, and that's the thing is like now I just kind of, I don't even want to talk about politics. I'm kind of not into it, and that's just why it's a big change on, my channel where I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to have a say. I don't really, side with anything. So, she doesn't want that. Maybe it's because some of the people in her family were big on politics. Maybe that's why she turned off. I don't know, but that's fine with me. So, boy, did I go off on tangents today, right? I just yapping away. Yapping away. You have to learn a lot of things about me. Um, as a kid, I loved going to the toy stores and getting my action figures. And, my family introduced me to He-Man, favorite thing, Thundercats, and G.I. Joe, and Transformers, all these different things. I remember having every damn He-Man figure just about there is, Thundercats, G.I. Joe. I remember loving Transformers, but never really owning Transformers toys. And I'm not sure why. I think it was because at the time they were very expensive, but it had choices. And I think, I stuff that I wanted, I didn't get everything because like the Transformers were expensive. I remember wanting Voltron set, never getting that, and kind of was like grinding me about it. But again, you can't have everything, and I did have just about everything, just about. I kind of wanted Godzilla toys when I was younger, and it was really hard to get. Didn't have that. Um, but comic books were a big deal. When I got into comic books, 1987, oh man, that was another big game changer in my life. Comic books, Marvel comic books, Spider Man, favorite thing, favorite hero. That was a huge deal in my timeline. Time travels out there. 1987, getting into comic books. I remember starting off getting. I remember starting off getting comics in this place called Optimo. It has like a rack, and then I expanded to. There's some delis had like the racks. I remember when I was a kid, we had a blocks away, we had a deli that had comic books on the rack. My dad used to get them to me, but I wasn't like a regular collector. He'd buy me Spider-Man comic, Captain America comic, different comics, and I loved the spinner rack, right? But I never collected, like serious. And when 1987, I started collecting, and then that's when I guess the allowance was created because I constantly wanted comics. And my dad, I gotta tell you, my dad was a trooper, man. He really made sure that I got what I wanted. And I probably know I was a handful with that. I was a handful with the comics, and I'm like, probably drove him nuts. I'm like, Dad, Amazing Spider-Man has multiple covers, Dad. I gotta get him, Dad. X-Men #1 with Jim Lee. Dad, come on. Seriously, Dad? My dad, I didn't realize it, but back then, it's a lot of money. $20 a week, or 30 or 40 or whatever. I went. I was like driving my dad nuts, and then we went to Jim Hanley's Universe. Actually, went to Jim Hanley's Universe, but before that, I went to the Fantastic Store. Was before Jim Hanley's Universe, because they had Scotty from Enterprise, from Star Trek, from the Enterprise crew. And I remember going to that event and meeting my first celebrity, James Doohan. And I was like, oh my God, it changed my life. It was crazy. I was a huge Star Trek fan. Big. I mean, when my dad took me to see Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, because he was a Trekkie, holy shit. That's what started Star Trek for me. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. I think I might have seen like the episodes here and there, but the thing that really intrigued me was Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. I think I saw some episodes before because my dad always watched Star Trek, always. But when I saw that, the emotional, never knew emotions like that, because this TV series was always like happy ending at the end, right? This was no happy ending. And I was so, like, that was the greatest goddamn storytelling, I think. The greatest fucking script. It was a sense of, they survived, but they lost. They won, but they lost. And that was like one of the most intriguing fucking things. Mind fucks. Like, it's like, they won, but Spock died. It's like, what? Enterprise was fucked up, right? Holy shit. And, they couldn't, it wasn't, there was no victory. There was a funeral. I'm a kid and I'm like, bawling my fucking eyes out, right? Bawling my fucking eyes out. Because the movie really got you into the friendship, right? The friendship was fucking everything, right? Didn't even matter. They were two different. They were, human and alien. Like, this is what I loved about that. Completely different. But yet they were best friends. Fucking best friends. Different cultures, everything. Best fucking friends. Didn't even understand each other half times, but backed each other. Like fucking bro code, best fucking friends. And the thing I loved about that was that fucking friendship was the most important fucking thing in Star Trek. Kirk and Spock dynamic, they don't talk about that, but that was the fucking thing. Friendship was so important. The friendship, the love, that he gave up his whole fucking Starfleet career. Don't tear about it. Shit. Hold on. Not gonna tear about it. But he gave up his whole fucking Starfleet career. This is what I loved about Kirk. Kirk loved his people. His staff wasn't his staff. His staff was fucking family, right? He went out of his way for his fucking people. His best friend, Bones, Dr. McCoy, fucking his best friend, Spock, Scotty, his main group was his friends. Like, he was close with all of them, right? The character, I'm not talking about the actors, right? But the character, right? And anybody would fuck with his people. That was the most important thing to him, is his fucking crew. You would say, that's my fucking captain right there. And they would be proud of it. They would be fucking proud that they would be under Captain James Tiberius Kirk. James T. Kirk, right? The guy was a fucking legend. And he was even more of a legend when you got to see his heart, where he risked his whole fucking career for something he had no idea about, alien civilization, culture. When he found out he could possibly save his best friend's life, bring him back to life or whatever, it meant everything. He said, look, he told his crew, I'm going to go do this shit. I'm going to steal a ship. I'm going to get Spock back. What do they say? Say the word. We want to be with you. He's like, listen, I'm going to lose my command. If you're with me, you're going to lose everything. They said, is the word given? The word is given, motherfucker. That's right. And they fucking followed his ass into the fucking parts unknown, into space. Not knowing what the fuck you're going to encounter. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Fucking amazing sequel. Fucking amazing. 2 and 3. Boom. You had to be there. You had to be a kid seeing that in the fucking theater. I'm telling you, you saw Star Trek. If you weren't a Star Trek fan, you saw Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, and you saw Star Trek 3, Search for Spock, you were a fucking instant Trekkie. Instant. You are a fucking Star Trek fan. 100%. You would watch every goddamn episode. You watch every fucking show that they would create. You would never stop from that fucking friendship. You're like, that's what I want to fucking see. That's what I want to see. So, I saw that. Fucking amazing. So happy. Love that line at the end. The adventure continues. Because I used that. I love that. The adventure continues. I love that shit. Loved it. If there was never going to be a Star Trek movie after that, the adventure continues. You know it'll continue. We had Star Trek 4, which, to me, I was taken aback. I was. It was all about story, but it wasn't the focus of Kirk and Spock, really. It was completely different. Now, I did like it. I did love it. Didn't love it as much as Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 3, but it was a different type of movie. And I loved that. I remember with the whole thing, I don't remember what grade I was in, but I remember in 5th grade writing to the president, Ronald Reagan, to save the whales. And I got a response back, of course, like a whole letter and everything. I don't even know if I still have that. But that was, I actually was a writer before I was even a writer. Wrote to the President of the United States at the time. Said, who the fuck am I, right? I sent a letter. I wrote and was in Back to the Future Fan Club magazine. I wrote this whole thing about, you know, the existence of Marty McFly 2 in the alternate reality. And they put it in there. Even though I probably misspelled stuff and everything, they put it in there. And I was in Back to the Future Fan Club magazine. The whole thing. I wrote a whole thing about it. It's almost as if I was a goddamn contributor. That was like one of the greatest things as a kid. Also, I was in Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man, like letters page. Like they put my name in there because I wrote letters all the time. But he mentioned my name. They misspelled my name, but that was okay. But I was like, wow. Got my fucking name and my fucking favorite hero. I remember when I was doing podcast for Whovian's Cast, and my friend Stephen Price went to see Katie Manning, who plays Joe Grant, Doctor Who with the third Doctor, John Pertwee, right? And Brigadier and all that. I remember she gave me a shout out for my podcast. Like, she's like, I gotta read my lines. You're watching, like, the real Whovian's Cast. And I was like, oh my God. Teared up. Loved her. Love her. I love her. She's fucking amazing. And she didn't have to do that. And she promoted the real Whovian's Cast. And I was like, I was in awestruck. It's like, wow. She's amazing. She is so beautiful and wonderful. So, a lot of things have happened in my life. When I wrote my first book, it wasn't the book that, I guess everything happens for a reason, and I guess that things happen so I can build up my skills to write my sci-fi novel. But I watched The Boys on Amazon. I love it. I'm caught up. I guess, like, with the sci-fi novel, I wanted to be better. So I guess this was always, I was never envisioned that I would turn my emotions into poetry, and then I would also create a fantasy world with time travel and stuff like that in the books. So the character would feel as I felt, but would not be me. And there's a whole thing behind it, you know. So I was able to channel all different emotions. I was able to channel stuff from my childhood, sadness of Kirk losing Spock, and different things I went through in my life, and channel it into poetry. You know, Doctor Who, all the stuff got me to want to be a writer, right? So, Sorrow Separation, I wrote poetry book, and I couldn't believe how fast it took to do it. 5 weeks, but it took forever to do it. When I actually started doing it, I picked the publisher and everything, but the whole thing lead up took years, right? But when I finally put that out, as I'm doing it, and I was enjoying it so much, in my brain I mapped out all the books ahead, and I mapped out. I had to name the titles for years before, and I did Sorrow Separation, and I did Tomorrow's Song, and I remember when I did Tomorrow's Song, my life completely changed for the better. So I had created a character before my life changed for the better, the Tomorrow Girl, and my life completely changed. Um, Happiness came from sadness, and that basically gave birth to the Tomorrow Song series, being all positive and happy. Where Sorrow Separation was kind of sad, and then there was other follow-ups that were mixture of happy and sad, but mostly sad. So they had the Sorrow series and the Tomorrow series. Um, Different things influence you and change your whole path. But I had a vision for all these characters, where I want them to go. I remember a friend who was a co-worker. What was he a co-worker? No, he's a friend. I worked in the mall. He worked at one job. I went to one job. I remember him giving me constructive criticism about the few books I put out. And I remember being really upset with what he said, which I learned you gotta be, you gotta learn from constructive criticism. You can't be upset about it. I actually got super upset, and that formed a whole book entirely. A book about the villain. The villain had a voice. The villain spoke out against the hero. Shadows Reign. It was about the villain. My PlayStation's gonna shut off. Shit. Ooh, excuse me. Hold on. Taking it with me. I don't want you to shut off. Nope. Don't rest. Alright. Writing, because I was so angry, I channeled that anger into writing about Shadow's Reign, the character of the Shadow, the master. So, and it was a brilliant thing. One of my favorite things. But there was a thing that happened with the book that I had to go back and fix, and I never did. Um, May do that eventually. Um, but, but anyway, I put a preview in there too about my sci-fi book. Anyway, it's been 83 minutes, 84 minutes talking about all this stuff. It's craziness. I'm gonna have to continue this another time. So, if you like what you hear, if you like these live streams, these talks, give it a like, give it a comment. If you want to donate, it would be nice. It would be nice. You don't have to, but it would be nice. I'll be grateful, especially if you get me a PlayStation card. Love that. North America card or Europe card or like a Germany, European, whatever. Or if you just want to get a regular PlayStation card and give me the code on DM Twitter, sure, I would love you. But you don't have to. So make a comment below, share me everywhere. I am going for the #1 spot in America on PlayStation profiles. Then I'm going for the world title. I am a YouTuber. I am a podcaster. I am a writer of 13 books. I am a gamer. My stomach's growling. Why? I don't know. Right now, I got Blood Waves sitting there. Got to go back to streaming it. What else about me? I do videos eating donuts and pizza and water and soda and snacks. I walk around and do morning with Matrixlord or moving with Matrixlord. Moving with Matrixlord is basically morning with Matrixlord, but not the morning, in case you didn't know. I like doing funny videos. My phone's dying. I like doing funny videos. I like my characters that I created. I like doing all that. So if you like me as Matrixlord212, that's who I am. I'm not a character, that's me. Then share me. Follow me on Twitch too, please. That is something I'm trying to build up also. Subscribe to me on YouTube. And again, you could donate to my PayPal. You could donate if you had questions on where to donate. You can reach me out, DM me on Twitter. If you wanted to cash at me, that's cool too. That's faster because that money goes instantly in there. Or you could get me a PlayStation card, or you could just say hi. How you doing? Thank you. I loved your video, your stream. Made my day. It will be great. I like hearing that. All right. Anyway, back to gaming. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye for now.